Good morning, it's 6 a.m. GMT and you're listening to the Starr Breakfast News with me, Nana Amma Attaa. Here's what we have coming up. Organised Labour hold crunch meeting today to determine way forward after government ignored their calls for immediate declaration of state of emergency in Galamsey fight. Also ahead, EC announces live broadcast of today's crucial IPAC meeting to consider NDC's request for forensic audit into voters' register. We'll bring you the expectations of the largest opposition NDC shortly. And NDC justifies decision to introduce paternity leave if elected into office in December polls.
It is the increased sensitivity to the dynamic of modern day parenting that call for concerted effort and the collaborative efforts between the man and the woman, so that the man's role is not just to impregnate the woman.
That's what we've got coming up. Do stay with us.
Starr News is coming to you live on Ultimate 106.9 FM in Kumasi, Empire 102.7 FM in Takrady, Zeps 95.9 FM in Zebila, Nissim 100.1 FM in Lamshao, My Star Radio in the USA. Also live on Facebook on Starr 103.5 FM and on starfm.com.gh around the world. This is Starr 103.5 FM. Starr News. Informed, in depth, in touch.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Starr Breakfast News with me, Nana Amma Attaa. Now, Organised Labour is expected to hold a crunch meeting today to determine the way forward on their demands after government failed to declare a state of emergency in the fight against illegal mining. This comes after the expiration of a 30-day ultimatum to government elapsed. Now, several associations and unions had earlier given their indication to protest at the end of September if President Akufo-Addo failed to declare a state of emergency against the continuous destruction of river bodies and forest reserves by illegal miners. But are we to expect an imminent shutdown of the country's labour force? We will follow the meeting and bring you updates in our subsequent bulletins. Now on to political matters. The Electoral Commission has announced plans to broadcast the live proceedings of today's Inter-Party Advisory Committee meeting. The largest opposition National Democratic Congress requested this to enable Ghanaians make informed decisions regarding their request for a forensic audit. Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, has welcomed the move to telecast the meeting. He spoke to Starr News.
We will not describe it as a laudable one. Already we knew that in order to engender transparency and then to bring Ghanaians along with us in terms of making sure that we have a credible register, that was why we're making this call. And then so therefore, if they acceded to that call, why not? We move along with it and then make sure that the right things are done. Well, they are not giving it a favor. It's not a favor that they are giving to NDC by allowing this. It's in their own interest as an organization, as a body that is supposed to be transparent. They are talking of integrity and they are talking of fairness as their motto. To make sure that any time issues of this nature arises, there must be live broadcast of it so that Ghanaians will see who is saying the truth.
That was Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer. Still with the National Democratic Congress, the party has justified its decision to introduce paternity leave if elected into office in the December polls. According to the party, the initiative is aimed at ensuring newborns receive adequate care in their early stages of development. This was contained in the party's Women's Manifesto, which was launched in Kumasi on Monday. NDC campaign spokesperson on gender, children and social protection, Shamima Muslim, has been throwing more light on the policy.
Imagine you've had a cesarean section and you're back home and it's just you and your newborn baby, you are sleep deprived and the husband is off to work every morning, leaving you. So it is the increased sensitivity to the dynamic of modern day parenting that call for concerted effort and the collaborative efforts between the man and the woman, so that the man's role is not just to impregnate the woman and then go away. It's to be part of the pregnancy. So in other jurisdictions, they don't say the woman is pregnant. A man announces to their parents that we are pregnant, because truly we are pregnant. You participated in the process of the making of the baby. So when the baby is born, we want our cultural systems to understand that self-care is for both men and women, and raising the children is our collective effort. So we want the men to be part of this early days of their newborn children, to also support the mothers and to also bond with their children in these very early days.
On more health-related matters, mental health advocates say many businessmen, especially early entrepreneurs, are failing because of their inability to master the stress that comes with enterprise. They explain that the stress of taking risk, dealing with customers, handling failures, etc., has dire mental health consequences on businessmen. These concerns were highlighted at today's workshop held by the No Business as Usual project for young entrepreneurs in Kumasi. Our Ashanti regional correspondent Ivan Heathcote-Fumodor has more in this report.
The equation of business success would usually have elements like having a vision, being innovative, identifying a market, having good customer relations, etc. However, one critical element seldom spoken of is mental health. Dr. Samuel Pakofitineje, a mental health advocate, explains how building and sustaining a business has everything to do with the ability to maintain a sound mental composure.
Your mental health should be a significant portion of your entrepreneurial journey or activities. And that if you remember to keep your mental health and your mental well-being in prime shape, it's going to reflect in your productivity, in your energy, in your marketing, in your prospecting. It also helps you to be able to handle adversity, all right? And we know that your capacity to handle failure, all right, contributes to your success as an entrepreneur, all right? And so knowing and working on your mental health helps you to become more resilient, all right? And resilience is also a major factor in entrepreneurial success.
The No Business as Usual Youth Empowerment Center chose to help these matters as part of its aim to train 400 youth in employability and entrepreneurial skills in Kumasi. Clinical psychologist with the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, Dorcas Owusu-Frempong, emphasized the need for young entrepreneurs to manage their expectations and seek help when faced with the pressures of enterprise.
You see, some people will be starting their business and they are so much ambitious about how they want to start it. And that one will end them up having sleepless nights, thinking and worrying about how to get the capital to start that big. But if your expectation is too high and at the end of the year you don't meet it, it will affect your mental health. If care is not taken, the business might collapse because you think that you are a failure, but you might not be a failure. And I would advise that when they start a business, they should learn to celebrate their milestones.
Trainer and youth coach with the project, Manaf Suraj, called for mental health to be inculcated into business training, insisting that several businesses have gone down as a result of ignorance of such matters.
I realize that running businesses these days comes with a lot of stress, especially looking at our economy and how things are going. These are youth who are now about to launch their business, or their business is just a startup. If they don't have this knowledge in managing their mental, they might easily give up. Or, running a business is not an easy task.
The young persons, most of whom have started their businesses, related to situations that required tact and mental composure in their daily business operations.
Like your customer can make you the whole day. One way you're ninja. I remember me Pamatade, she was like, oh, I didn't know Pamatade. I was like, sir, me scissors, me try a pan. And see, me me huasia, me to customers.
Situation where you do your job with due diligence. If you don't tell the truth or be honest to people, at the end of the day, people will put more pressure on you. And when pressure comes onto you, you end up being stressed, and the stress leads to mental health problems.
The project, funded by the SOS Villages, provides such free outreaches aside free direct trainings offered for graduates, senior high school leavers, and entrepreneurs with minimal educational qualifications. For Starr News, Ivan Heathcote Fumado, Ultimate FM, Kumasi.
What a beautiful report there. That's what we have, and that's how we round up the Starr Breakfast News. My name is Nana Amma Attaa. For more news updates, click on starfm.com.gh. Enjoy the Tuesday.